So how do you sell a high-ticket tax strategy? Well, you don't. What you do is build a tool that shows and proves that you're losing money, and you move from there. In this video, I'm going to be doing a breakdown of the TaxShield and Retirement Parity tool we built for financial advisor and tax strategists. She provides financial advice, financial advisory services and tax deduction services, as well as retirement planning to entrepreneurs, digital entrepreneurs and freelancers earning over 120,000 in annual revenue. For this particular ICP, for this specific ICP, one of the major problems they have when it comes to retirement planning and also tax deduction is that they feel like they are earning too much to qualify for a lot of the breaks that people or businesses earning below that qualify for. At the same time, they feel as if they're not earning enough to be able to afford a full family size financial service, office. So they always need someone who can understand the particular situation they are, the deductions that is applicable to them, and also how they can plan their retirement, especially as entrepreneurs. And if we're being real about it, for a lot of entrepreneurs or business owners, when it comes to investing, they're quite lax with it, and that's because you don't put it to mind. By the time they remember or think about it, for most people, by the time they remember or think about it, they're already decades into the business and they have to double down or maybe do it 2 times over. So that's the major problem that this particular service is solving. For the client, the goal was to build a lead magnet that not just informs but also convinces the ICP. We want to show them real-time data that convinces them on the need for retirement plan, and also on the need to hire this financial advisor. We want to show them the different tax deductions that they're not taking advantage of, maybe because of their current setup or maybe because of the laws that they don't know. So that's the goal of this, and the tool we ended up building is a TaxShield and Retirement Parity tool. Now, before I even get into the tool, let me show you some of the research we did into the ICP. If you watch this video where I spoke about a 2026 lead magnet strategy, one of the first things I spoke about is a deep research into your ICP. You want to know exactly who you're talking to. You want to know the conversations they're having in the different groups they're in. You want to see the pain points that they're expressing in those groups, and then you want to see the familiar threads between those conversations and your service. That familiar thread, the patterns that you discover or you uncover in these conversations, that forms the basis of your lead magnet strategy. Let me show you some of the groups that we checked, some of the Reddits, the subreddits groups we checked, where we have business owners or freelancers talking about taxes and retirement plan. So let me show you some of them. So here are some of the subreddits that we checked out. We kind of checked conversations going on in those subreddit groups, and also to see the different patterns in the conversations happening. So we went to the subreddit group, which is personal finance. They were asking about taxes here. We went to this one with tax, talking about the different tax that, or asking about the different taxes that a freelancer needs to pay. We came to this reinvesting, how to set up retirement for entrepreneurs. You see all the questions they're asking. Also this one, small business owners, what is your retirement plan? Entrepreneurs, do you care about retirement? So all these conversations that are ICP, all these conversations they're asking or they're having in the different group that they naturally are in or having conversations in. So for you, this might be Facebook groups, it can be a LinkedIn group, or maybe a thought leader on LinkedIn, maybe the comment section. That might be where you do your own research. It could be a Substack, it could be a YouTube video or a YouTube channel, it could be maybe your email list. You want to go to where your ICP are, and you want to look at the threads in between the conversations they're having and the pain points they're expressing and your own service. That will help you form the basis for your lead magnets. So what we did after this was take a lot of the raw conversations that we're having and we analyzed it. We fed a lot of these conversations into Gemini, which is the LLM of our own choice. Yes, could be ChatGPT or any of these other LLMs. So we fed it into Gemini, and then we used this prompt to kind of strip out the information we don't need, but also clean up and summarize the entire conversations. So this prompt is fully detailed, on what to ignore, what to identify, the pain points. We told it to extract pain points specific to money and tax, capture the voice of the customer or the language, and that's because this language is what we're going to use to write our copy. It's also what we're going to use in our VSL, our email nurturing, our nurturing sequence, our landing page copy, even the lead magnets copy. So you want to capture the voice of the customer. Then we cluster it. We told we're prompting the LLM to cluster it into strategic themes, and then opportunity map for an expert advisor, and to deliver it in a clean outline. So this is the prompts that helps us kind of strip out a lot of the information we don't need and see the patterns between all these conversations happening in different groups. You can feed different conversations from different groups. It could be from Reddit plus Facebook, or from Facebook plus LinkedIn. Or you want to make sure that you're getting conversations that are relevant to your service. So you don't need to go to a subreddit or freelancers maybe talking about, or digital nomads talking about different countries they're traveling to. That might not do you any good, except they're talking about tax countries. Then maybe you want to look at it. But for this particular financial advisor, since she wants to work with freelancers and digital entrepreneurs, we went to those groups and we searched for subreddits talking about taxes and retirement plan, because that's what is important to our own service. After we fed this data into the LLM, an example of one of the patterns that we discovered was that people weren't just complaining about the bills or about the tax bills they were getting. They were also complaining about the uncertainty of their future. For a lot of them, by the time they remember that they haven't set up maybe a solo 401k or maybe a retirement plan, they're already years into being a freelancer. And then that's where the comparison comes in for them. Sometimes they begin to compare themselves with maybe a 9-to-5 employee who has a retirement plan baked into their contract already. And one of the importance of this information to us, or to this financial advisor, is because we're able to show the freelancers that, see, you actually have more advantage than the 9-to-5 person, because you can max out the cap on their own 401k is not the same. Yours is almost double or even more than that. So all these patterns help you strategize for your copy. It also helps you strategize what to say in the different meetings you're going to be having. You want to show them, you want to convince them with real-time data that this is a plan that they need to go with. So that's what we got from our deep dive research. Then the next is the tool. After we did all of this, it just became natural to build a TaxShield and a retirement parity tool. And why didn't we go with a PDF or an eBook or a webinar? Why did we go with a tool? Let's be honest, you probably haven't read an eBook in a while, or maybe attended a 45-minute webinar. And if you feel like that, you can imagine what a freelancer is also feeling like. Someone who possibly has to handle their own marketing, their own sales, their own customer success. They don't have the 45 minutes to give to a stranger who they've never had a conversation with to attend a webinar. No matter how good or how quality that webinar is, or no matter how good you think or how beneficial you think is going to be for them, the truth is they just don't know you. So for a cold traffic, you want to give them immediate value, immediate ROI, and you want to make sure it's customized to them and their situation. And that's why we decided that we're not giving them another reading assignment. We're actually going to give them a calculator for them to see the immediate value of booking a strategist session with a financial advisor. And also for the financial advisor, the calculator is also serving as a disqualifying tool. We built a disqualifying layer into the tool. That way, whoever doesn't meet the threshold of the $120,000 in annual revenue won't even make it to the booking page at all. And even if they make it to the booking page, the financial advisor can decide to either reject the meeting or take the meeting. And the input for the tool, they only need to input two things: so current income and current business expenditure. This also helps protect them so they don't feel like they're giving away too much information. And the output is the tax gap. They see how much they're losing and how much that money would be if invested properly towards their retirement. So here's the tool that we built. We built this tool with Google AI Studio. We were hosting it also on Google Cloud, and that's because the financial advisor feels more comfortable hosting everything here. For you, it could be something else. Well, Typically we host it, we build it. So this is the landing page. We didn't just, and also something else you can see is that we didn't just like throw the calculator at them. We actually built a VSL into the landing page for them. So we have the heading, the subheading, which addresses the pain they're feeling and also grabs their attention immediately to see, okay, this is how much you're overpaying in your tax right now because of your current setup. So we have the VSL. Here is the VSL script. We also wrote the VSL script for the financial advisor. The VSL script is quite short because we just want to go straight to the point. It's under 3 minutes, addressing the pain points. It's also talking about the calculators and also setting expectations about the possibilities that will happen if the freelancer or the digital entrepreneur books a meeting with the financial advisor. So here's the calculator itself. Let me just input some numbers, and then let's say this is 50,000 instead of 25,000. So analyze wealth link. Immediately it will analyze it, and then it's going to show you your annual recoverable cash, and then not only is it going to tell you the annual recoverable cash, it's also going to show you how that is possible. So we're not just throwing out numbers, we're actually showing or sharing how they're coming by that number. So we're telling them this is available via the S-Corp election, and then we're also showing them the solo 401k parity cap for this particular annual revenue. And she's also explaining with this tool that this is 3.2 times higher than the standard IRA limit. So it's going to help. It feels like a motivation also for the freelancer. So not wholly are you working on your own and all of that, but then there's also the benefits of planning for your own retirement, maybe 2 times more than a 9-to-5 employee is. So it's like an ego boost for them. After this, we come to this section, which really just sets expectations about the meeting. We also have the stop the bleed before the Q4 projections hit, and then it's explained to them that for every invoice declared as a sole proprietor, it's been taxed at 15.3 ignorance tax, and you're effectively giving away this particular amount every month because of how you're. So just telling them right away, this is the amount you're losing, and this is the reason why you're losing that amount. And then why you need the strategy audit, the entity arbitrage, execution, retirement, parity, mapping, learn how to contribute 69,000 plus pre-tax per year. Most CPAs only help you with a basic 7k IRA. You're missing a 10 times wealth multiplier. So we're really explaining the reason why they need to book this meeting with the financial. So not only are they seeing the amounts they are losing to the IRA every month, they're also seeing why it's important to work with this financial advisor instead of maybe just a regular CPA who might not execute some of those tax saving strategies or those retirement strategies for them. So we have the calendar built into the tool, so they pick the day, they pick the time, and then they book their audit. That's all that happens with the tool. We wanted to make sure everything happens just on one page. So for this particular lead magnet, for this calculator, we built the VSL, the calculator, and the booking page on one landing page. Now for ads, we're running both static and video ads. We're creating awareness with our static ads and then building trust or reinforcing trust with our video ads. This is some of the examples of the static ads that we created. So we have a couple of ads, but these are just a number of them. We're testing out all these ads, seeing which one is performing better, and then optimizing for that. For the video ads, these are some of the video scripts for the ads. We have about 4 video ads that the financial advisor is creating, just as well as with the VSL and everything else I've explained. We created this video ads. We created the script for the financial advisor. She didn't have to create video script. She didn't have to hire somebody else to create the script for her, or even to record and edit the VSL. We did all of that. She recorded the videos. she sent it to us. We edited the VSL and also animated it, and we built the landing page, hosted it, built the tool, hosted it, and also the ads, we're also managing it. So she doesn't have to pay maybe 3,000 or 5,000 to someone else or an ad management agency just to manage her ads. All of this is included in the predictive sales funnel system that she's paying for. So here's a simple funnel architecture for this entire sales funnel. It's from ads to the landing page, which is the same place where they will get the calculator. It's the same place where they will book the meeting. Everything happens on the same page, and it's quite easy and quite simple. This is helping her to reduce the CPA, the amount that she's paying per click for ads, and also it's helping her increase conversion because she doesn't have different steps involved in the ad setup. So in 2026, when you're setting up your sales funnel, you want to make sure that you're not running your cold traffic to a webinar or maybe an ebook. They don't know you, they haven't had any conversation with you, so that's a lot of demand, or that's a lot of ask for a cold traffic. You want to give them immediate value, you want to give them immediate ROI, customized ROI, and that's what a calculator, a quiz, or an assessor would do for you. So when you're running your ads in 2026, or when you're directing traffic or driving traffic in 2026, you want to make sure that you're running all of this through to an interactive lead magnet. If you watch this video, I spoke about interactive lead magnets and non-interactive lead magnets. Watch it and you would know and be able to develop a strategy for 2026. Another key takeaway is that with this funnel, we're presenting the financial advisor and tax strategist not just as a tax filer, but as a wealth multiplier. And that's what you want to look like to your ICP. Someone who does more than the average, someone who goes above the average for them. You want to make sure that they see the value of booking a strategy session with you immediately. They don't have to commit 20 minutes or 30 minutes to a webinar that they don't know if it's going to be useful for them before they see the immediate value of working. As you execute your 2026 sales strategy, you want to make sure that you're not wasting your ad spend, you're not wasting your dollar or marketing dollars on ads that don't perform. You want to make sure you're sending your cold traffic, you're driving your cold traffic to interactive lead magnets like calculators, quizzes. All of that will help you convert higher, and also when your ICP is meeting with you, they're already problem aware and they've self-identified and personalized the problem, so they know what they're discussing in the meeting. And you're also coming into the meeting armed with information about the ICP. You also have qualified leads booking meetings with you, not just casual observers. If you want more information about building a sales funnel for your 2026 sales strategy, or you want a lead magnet, you want to chat about lead magnets that will be ideal for your service and your ICP, you can just drop me a comment or you send me a chat, and I'll be more than happy to share or exchange ideas with you. All right, have a wonderful day. Bye.